Everyone, and thanks for watching. Can you believe that we're on discussion post number 6? Wow, it's been quite the journey. I had a lot of fun with this discussion post, looking over the ProQuest historical newspaper database. Really do like historical newspapers. As you know, I've been sticking with my theme of the Civil War, and certainly I stuck with that theme this week. I found 3 articles on the Civil War between 1860 and 1865. I found 2 articles from the Baltimore Sun, one of the more prominent newspapers at the time, and also the New York Times. The first article was actually an official report from General George Meade about the Battle of Gettysburg. What I found interesting about this was the reporter was very detailed in his reporting of the battlefield itself. Whatever Meade said, he wrote down, and of course that's what we have. I found that curious that so much of military action was put to place. It was put in the public eye. And I think that's one of the things that makes the Civil War so unique, is many of the information that the public received was directly from the press, because the press was the most reliable sense of information from the war. Kind of makes sense when you think about it. People would look for their loved ones' names and hope that their names weren't on there because they always had a casualty list. The second article was actually the views of General Sickles, one of the most controversial characters coming from the Civil War, and that was written by the Baltimore Sun on July 13th, 1865. Sickles was one of the generals at the infamous Peach Orchard, where he disobeyed orders and lost his leg and most of his men. What you don't know about General Sickles, or may not know about him, is that his wife had an affair with Francis P. Scott's son. Yes, the guy that wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, and actually murdered him, chased him down the street. Sickles eventually would win the Medal of Honor, and he became a prominent member of legislation, including the committee to destroy General Meade's credibility. What I found interesting about his views was he specifically focused on Grant's contributions to the war, and no mention of Meade whatsoever, or any other general except for himself, which kind of is in line with who Daniel Sickles was. And the third and final article was the Gettysburg Battles, Further Interesting Particulars, and that was written on July 10th, 1863, so just a few days after the conclusion of the battle. What I found very curious about this one was it spoke about a specific man named, what was his name? It was Tommy Johnny, or John Tommy, that's what it was, John Tommy, and they called him the Chinaman. But it's very curious because I didn't know that there were, people from Asian descent that actually served in the Civil War, and the article labeled him as one of the bravest men who fought at Gettysburg. All 3 of these articles kind of highlight the point of how much information that the press was given access to for the war. It's interesting because you don't hear about that in modern times. You don't hear about modern warfare being discussed so openly in the press. Lots of redactions and action reports are never seen. And so I found that this was very curious. I had a really great time with these 3 articles, and I appreciate you watching this video.